Hey everybody. It's been a while. I'm sitting out here in the garage. Brandy's in the house. Thoth is in the house. Hi you guys. Glad you could join me. So, Thoth, what do you think of Ken Wheeler's incommensurability concept and the holographic principle concept? What do you think of that? I think they're hand in hand, right? You think that's a layout of our situation? Oh, and Brandy here just got in a little bit of trouble, didn't you, Brandy? Who else is in his house? He created a hologram with magnetism. Who's he? Oh, yeah. What's up, Shoots for Par? Yeah, it is morning here. I guess it's after midnight, isn't it? Good morning. Good evening. Yeah, but you know, I just wanted to come on and say, hey. With that, I'll say goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Yes, she does. I have no idea what's going on with that, but I think it has something to do with the because I do remember us being located on the outer edge of the Milky Way galaxy. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I do. And now we are 26,000 light years from that position, almost opposite of that position, but not quite. So I guess we'd be on the same, I don't know, half of the, but on the other side of it. Yeah, now we're on the Orion spur, not even on the Sagittarius arm. You know, and that would have everything to do with how the countersink works, or the how we are going to the null point, the singularity. You know, I think there's an in breath and an out breath to it all. You know, that's how it is. That's the rhythm. First, you have the chaotic waters, the as above, so below. You know, the potentiality, and with that potentiality, you add vibration, which is light. That's what divides. That's what makes it divine. Divides it. Then it becomes rhythmic, right? The ebb and flow of life, cause and effect, which is could be considered the mineral plant kingdom. You know, the rocks, lava, action, creation, you know, reaction of it all, because that's what sets it in motion, is the anu, or the galactic. Is it not paradoxical that a black hole puts out galactic jets, the brightest things that we see? Isn't that paradoxical? You know, on in a different light spectrum, of course. Yeah, Ken won't go. Ken doesn't. He's a little too. I don't know. Maybe they're just. Who's they? Who's they making up stuff? Ken is. He's a little bit more than arrogant. He's brash, pompous, but you know, to each their own. I mean, the guy. You know, I don't know. Yeah, he did. He wouldn't tell anybody who he was doing an interview with. Nazi NASA. You know, NASA never a straight answer. You know, yada yada yada. I agree with all that. Yes. Now, so The simple fact of creation is that it's simplicity when it's known, complex, convoluted when it's not. What I mean by that is you look at the Bible, you look at all of the convoluted religious texts or sacred texts or ancient texts, or who's to say what there is, but you look at it all and it comes out convoluted. The story of Cain and Abel, the story of Enki and Enlil, the story, and it always has this chain of events, the creation myths, always. And it's the correspondence, or the mentalism, the correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender, mentalism. It's the loop. You apply that loop, use the 5-step process of giving things proportion, gaining measure, finding the truth of the situation, of the loop. You can figure it all out if you can follow me there. That's what I've been trying to convey to people the last couple of days is I've seen things in a different way where, and I'm not saying that it's the right way either, because I don't know for sure. If, and this is, I'm being honest with you guys, this is how I see it. And I think after a while, you can only rely on outside information for so long until you start weighing that truth or the information against that truth that you already know, if you follow me. And I think that, hi, how you doing, Mary? Hi, MCF, how are you, sweetheart? Was busy nading. Nice. In the Bible, they had the name of God in the names of the prophets and angels. Funny stuff. Yes. Now, that's another thing I wanted to discuss with you guys. You look at the words and the spelling of the Hebrew, and it's all from one shape and shadows on a wall. Like YVH, Yahweh. I don't even know how to say the name because I can't pronounce it. Someone without a wrench, persecute them. Right. Okay. I'm gonna have to show her. She's just like the rest of us. Mary, Mary, why you bugging? No, it's not BS. It's not BS, Brandy. You have to look at it through different eyes, but see it like Runky Monkey would have said. You have to realize what it is. See it with your real eyes. You know what I mean? Feel it, because when the goosebumps, when the goosebumps hit me, I know it's truth. And it doesn't matter if I'm reading, if I'm listening, if I'm conversating. And I'm looking at the phone, and I should be looking up here at this because I'm not a productionist, and I am not here to entertain. I am not here to I don't know, make friends per se. And that's, to be honest with you, I'm here to help. And if we become friends, so be it. I'll love you. I love you anyway. But I'm not here to entertain anybody. I just want everybody, and I'm not here to lead anybody either. I'm here to share my experience, and I'm glad every one of you are here with me. I really am, truly am. I'm glad every one of you are here with me. I love you with all my being, okay? I just want you all to know that. Now, I never thought I could forge a relationship that I would care so much about somebody not being around anymore as I did with Jerry online. And I'm glad I had that time with him. I'm glad that he instilled in me some of him and his thinking, because I believe that's what, I don't use the word believe much anymore, but this is one thing I do believe, is that Jerry made a difference, and he made one for me. And that all be said, we'll let that one go. Nice. Sacred geometry may be the only thing sacred besides our spirit. Brandy, okay. Now you have to realize again, that life is not here to coddle you, to give you the primrose path. Life is not here to torture you either. But life is here for you to experience life. And how you experience life is all up here in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the stuff you're talking about doesn't exist, because it does. But when you give that stuff that exists all of your attention without seeing the bigger picture and learning the truth of the matter, the pinnacle is us. We are the one, the start, the beginning, the alpha, the omega, you know? And I hear to poop and pee all over the floor, right? Runk hugs, I love that. Resonance, goosebumps, yes. Shoots for par. You got a wrench now too. You'll fit in. Don't worry. No worries here. I'm not going to use it as leverage either. If you piss me off, I won't take it away. You know what I mean? Because if you're not getting pissed off, you're getting pissed on, right, Thoth? Yes, I would agree with that, Brandy. Source is, yes, experiencing life through each of us. We, by definition, are exactly what Brandy just stated. We, humans. Do you know what man means? Do you guys know what man means? Look it up. Look up the etymology of man, what it means. Men, what it means. You'll be surprised. No more peeing. I'll try not to. Yes, a woe man. Right. 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 And the thing is with the, like, recently I did a video and somebody pointed out that Cinnabar was a tetro or a trapezoidal structure to it. It had, you know, the shape of a trapezoid, just like the trapezium open star cluster. You know, that's what it's named after. And if anything I got away from Runk was that he pointed out the word switch in the Bible, you know, where awesome is terrible, you know. So that in and of itself shows you that divine is division. That's why the words are so close to each other. Within the word, you will find the answer to the question in the word you seek the answer to. You will find it if you look hard enough. That's how I figured out Nibiru wasn't a planet in the sky coming to get us. Nibiru's in here, the place of the crossing. Within us is where heaven and earth collide. Within this vessel here, as ugly as it may seem, as retarded or batshit crazy as it may be, every one of us is that vessel, that phallus. Every one of us is the pinnacle of the pineal light. We create that which creates us until we reunite with it at the end of life. Or when we've at the end of the great work, you know, the where true life begins. That's how you rise above it. That's how you melt back into the oven. And I don't want to sound even like I'm close to it, because I don't know. You know, you'll never know. He comes like a thief in the night. We've all heard that. Boom, out of nowhere it comes. That's why it feels like an earthquake, you know, and all that other stuff. That's where there'll be earthquakes in diverse places. That's the whole Revelations, the whole everything You know, all of the apocalyptic stuff. Get this. Today, I'm, you know, reading a comment on some other video, and they're talking about Snow White. You know, they make a quote from Snow White. And today I record that Professor Lathwith saying something about Humpty Dumpty, and then talking about Alice in Wonderland and the Jabberwocky. Has anybody seen my bloody Jabberwocky? We create that which creates us with sexy times. Right. But Brandy, you need, honey. You see how the negativity just builds on you. It just overwhelms you. I'm saying this, I've been visited by death. I mean, my last words, I'm going to share this with you guys. My last words to Runk were, I'm fine, bro, but death just won't stop knocking at my door. And you know what his last words were to me? You know, a text message or a comment were, my thoughts and prayers go out to you, brother. Next day he was dead. Never heard from him again. You know, so I'm saying this from the negative, most down low spot you could ever be. Because if anything I want to spread for Runk is that, you know, he lived his life in an exuberant, loving manner. He loved everybody. But you had to figure him out, or you had to try to figure him out. Okay, I'm done talking about Jerry now. I can't help it, but I miss the cocksucker. And, you know, I can't wait to meet up with him again. You know, and people want to say that you have karma by doing stuff like that or holding on to memories like that. I'm not even going to endorse anything like that because I don't know for sure. Yet in my heart of hearts, this is what it means to be on the path, I believe, is to struggle, to know you're going to struggle, to rise above that struggle, to rise above the struggle of the struggles, because the struggle is living. This is hell. Accept it for what it is. Give selflessly, sacrifice you for the whole, and you have a shot. I have a shot. That's how I see things now. And, you know, and if you don't make it this time, you're going to make it next time or the next time or the next time. I don't know exactly how the whole system works. I'm trying to figure that out. That's what my intent on this channel is to figure out how it works. Some people may say, well, you don't need to figure all that out. You don't need to do this. For me, I need to. That's why I do it. Not many people see it the way I see it. What's up? What's up, Maxie? Yes, no pain, no gain. Yes. And I love the dude. He was one of the few people guys I've told I loved. You know, I'll be talking to him on the phone for a couple hours and, bro, I gotta go, man, but I love you, you know. And he'd say, I love you, Steve. You know, and I'd be like, it'd feel good when I talk to him. And I'm gonna miss him. And I miss him. And he's always gonna be part of me. I just feel for his family in April. That poor woman, she's lost without him. But things will get better. Jerry is still here. Just by us speaking about Jerry, he's still here. Having him in our minds, in our hearts, he's still here. As cliche as it may sound, that's the truth. Sometimes the pain rocks you so much it seems like you can't go anymore. Yes, very true. Hang on, I got to do some rectification here. There we go. And hi, Dennis. Sometimes, yep. Hey, John. You know, I want to make everybody feel like they're welcome here, so I'm giving you the blues clues. Here's the mail that never fails. It always makes me wag my tail when I want, when. Here's the mail that never fails. It always makes me wag my tail. When it comes, I want a whale. Mail. What's that from, guys? Does anybody know? Come on. Blues Clues. Yeah, but I welcome anybody who's here, and I say thanks for just listening to my stupid, you know, analogies and putting up with my attitude, because, you know, I'm not the easiest guy to get along with, because I'm opinionated and I don't lie to you and I won't hold anything back. And I'm going to tell you how I think things are. And I think I'm pretty lucky to know you guys. So I appreciate you. I like bouncing. Austin Thompson, what's up? What's up, buddy? How you doing? Awesome. That's awesome, Shoots for Par. Totally cool. Instead of Big Bang Theory, try thinking of a magnetic switch turns in all on at once. Okay, now here. Yeah, I was just got done doing that myself. Love Blues Clues. Didn't like the new guy. Yeah, Steve was the shit, right? What's up, Matash? Here, Matash Shankabi. Hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, but I am more like a rash, Thas says. Yeah, so Max, John, Big Bang. Okay, now the Big Bang. What if, now this is just a what if the Big Bang is the enlightenment moment itself? What if that is the perturbation in the ether that creates everything? Not everything, but in divine union or in union with God creates the sun, which creates everything physical. Because I think that's just the mechanism for the physical manifestation of the mineral, plant, animal kingdom. And through that three switch breeds the consciousness of us, the self-awareness, the cognate state. That's why I think the microwave background is the event horizon of our black hole, if you follow me. It's the energy rich area background, the boundary, the finite boundary of our infinite cyclical anu. That which is all is that which is in all, meaning the atom is the anu. The heart, the center of our core, of our spiritual side or whatever, you know, the left brain or whatever that you want to correlate to the female aspect, that is the center of our, you know, you marry the chalice and the phallus and you get the two into the one. You know, when you make the two one again, both male and female, cosmic, terrestrial, spiritual, physical, dark, light, you make it all one, because it is one thing. Everything we know in the physical sense is one thing from the and. Look it up. Etymology. Figure it out. Anu. And Anunnaki. It's not Anunnaki living on a planet with the guy at the helm of or running the show that is Anu. No, in personification, it is. Enki and Enlil. Enki means in earth. Enlil means in Any guesses? Air. Okay. Anana, newt, noon, all of these words, they point from the ancient Egyptian perspective to the same thing that they learned from their ancestors, which I don't know what, but you even look at the numbers of the kings list prior to that, before the deluge, you know, this all could be just personified information in the ether that we're picking up, because it's a cycle. Who knows if all this stuff even took place? We know not, because we weren't there. Okay, that's how I see things. Balance is what is. Without balance gets chaos. Chaos is what we are all born out of, though. That is the whole fish in the waters of noon. That's also what Anunnaki means, is fish prints on Earth. You know, that's the whole thing with this is why they communicated in hieroglyph and pictograph and symbols, was because a picture tells 1,000 words. It tells you the exact meaning if you know what that picture means. You know, and then they started getting into phonetics and word association to pictures. So then the writing had to be, you know, and this is the whole concept of convolutedness. And the older the system, the more the entropy increases. So the chaos ensues. So then there's checks and balances put forth, and then it's just a vicious cycle. That's the cycle within a cycle, within the cycle, within the cycle. That's what the Ezekiel's wheel, all of this stuff that we've seen in the Bible, we thought was convoluted and misunderstood, first of all, because it's the same story over and over. The burning bush is the pineal light. You know, there's several instances and throughout all the Bible that it tells you straight out what it is. In Job, they'd even say it's the place of the pineal. Is it Job or is it John? I'm not sure. Now we use hieroglyphs, right? That's good. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just trying to, expand the gland. Yes, and it's all from here. Okay, the church. Every church has a steeple. The steeple of the church itself, the old church, the ones that were built in the day, were formed or shaped or laid out in the form of man. From the pulpit, you know, the pew, to the altar, all of it. It's all laid out in the form of man. Man is the measure of all things. The 2-to-1 ratio, the phi ratio, which corresponds to the Fibonacci sequence, which corresponds to the Great Pyramid, which corresponds to Egypt, which corresponds to the Orion's Nebula, which corresponds to the Trapezium Open Star Cluster, which corresponds to the Anu. This is what I mean by it's the fractal within the fractal, the Russian doll, the holographic thing. And when you start using words, you start convoluting it yourself, because the words do not describe what it really is, because there's no words to describe what can our minds even fathom, that we're from the one thing. The one thing. From this clay, I make bricks to build pyramids, to be capped, to shine like diamonds in the sky, or diamonds in a field of clay. The lotus flower, same thing, comes from clay, blossoms into the most beautiful flower ever. From the muck to the clay, or to the blossom, you know, from the muck to the understanding, to the shining like a diamond in a field of clay. Because the information we gather through our life in a selfish, devilish, Luciferian filled, kicking you at every turn life, through all of this struggle, strife, toil, for those who struggle and toil the utmost are the ones that are closest to liberation. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe, and that's not just because of what's going on in my life. It's just, it feels right in here. This is how I weigh information now, in here. I look for it, I find it, and if it sounds right, then I'll look for it further, and then I'll look into it. This is what the trigger word Nibiru was for me. Nibiru triggered me, and then I bought groceries, yada yada yada, the whole story. Thought, you know, my whole family's dead, and I was scared. Fear ran my house. Not anymore. Not anymore. Compassion starting to take over, and recently it's been intolerance to repeated gibberish that means nothing to anybody. And one could say that I'm doing that right now. You can believe that all you want. If you are anything like me, you can feel what the truth is. You can, if you're connected to the truth in any way. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be the precious perfectionist or the most ordered person, or, you know, a vegan, or there's no set rules. I think the set rules are being honest with yourself first and foremost, because you cannot lie to yourself, and yourself is God. Inevitably, we, through this flesh body, we sacrifice this to God, meaning that we are God in, you know, in essence. God is in all, yet all are not God. We can become gods on earth, sky fathers on earth, Anunnaki, by completing the great work. Yes, there will be an answer. We will find it. Yeah, gut feeling, right. The sun in the center of the universe, to the sun in the sky, to the sun in you all, linked to all one. Yes, yes. The axis mundi of our little niche is the center of our black hole, the Milky Way galaxy. Think about this for a minute. Let's do a thought experiment here. Okay, so they say what a toroid is. A toroid is a donut shaped, right? Y'all agree with that? So why then, when we see the biggest magnetic anomaly in the universe, we can't see it? We see things rotating around it. Could that be the dark matter? Could that be the black hole, the so-called black hole, or the Anu? Do you think the Mesopotamians and all this literature that says stuff about the Anunnaki and have pine cones in their hands, by the way, in all of their pictographs, with a pine cone being at the center of the Vatican courtyard? Okay. Hello. All of this information is staring us right in the face all day long. So we can all become that. Plain and simple, right there in front of us. Why was it convoluted, people? Why was it taken away from us? And when did it start? There's one answer to that. We were talking about him on Max's show today. He was the first one to tell the Egyptian society to look outside of themselves at the physical sun, yet knowing that the Aten really meant Atum Ra, or Aten Ra, or Ra, Atum Ra. God, that was bad. You know, and the whole, okay, now the donut shape. Now think about this, the donut shape, right? This is how we would see a toroidal field, a magnetic field, as a sphere at least, right? Like we see the Earth, because that's essentially what the Earth is. That's what the magnetosphere is the result of the magnetic field. That's the null point of our Earth. The cold flower of fire at the center of our Earth is there due, you know, and it may be plasma, it may be this, it may be that. I don't know exactly what the construct of that whole situation is, or the element or whatever. Yet I have a feeling it has everything to do with the spiritual and the energetic more than it does the physical aspect of it, if you follow what I'm saying. Now, I get at this point because when you're on the inside of that toroid, what do you see? The apple core, right? The galactic jets, maybe, or the ecliptic plane. or the asteroid belt, or the Kuiper belt. Huh? We are the microcosm of the macrocosm, which is the microcosm of the macrocosm, which is yada, yada, yada. And we are the macrocosm to something that is the microcosm to us, and so on and so forth. The whole atom structure, atom inside of us, is the same as the atom of the Bible, of the ultimate Anu, the Adam Cadman of the Kabbalah, the you know, the 1 in the 13, over and over and over. You know, that's what it is. We are all part of that same structure. The Anu is in us, and it's in us all the way down to the Planck scale. That's what the null point is. It's our heartbeat. It's the EKG. That is the electric, you know, the EKG that they read on an EKG machine is that energy from that bah moment, that burst, the bah moment of whoa, of creation, of that in which creates us. The 1 in the 13 is that, the alpha, the omega. Has anybody seen that movie where Tom Cruise and the chick have to keep going over and over and getting killed by the alpha and the omega, and they're trying to get to the end of that movie? At the end of that movie, they finally kill the omega. Has anybody seen that movie? When I was watching that movie, I was like, holy shit, man, they're telling us right in our face. And I don't think it's Dave, folks. No, no, no. I think all of this information is creation's way to speak to us. That is the bitch of it. It's not a bunch of forces, a bunch of malevolent people. There are people or beings that know of this information and have lived the Luciferian lifestyle, because the Lucifer is our creator, because it's the physical indifference. It's not a caring thing. It's an automatic thing. That light is the perturbation and causes the vibration in the chaotic waters of noon, which creates the polarity. Then rhythm ensues. That's precession. That's spin. When Fohat digs holes in space, Anu appear. And that's what it's all about. That's how I see it. And it's so beautiful to see it. And it's so hard to convey to people. You know, yes, if things, yes, you know, that's the whole thing. When that's the first thought when somebody passes from my reality that I know, I say, they have the answers now. I've had a near-death experience, but I didn't really have the answers. I didn't have any God come to me or anything, but I did experience out of my body. You know, but it wasn't very far, and I think it was because the fear in me kept me to my body, because I think that's what I thought was life, you know. And that's the whole thing, the Luciferian. Okay, now let's get back to, I wanted to finish this thought experiment. So we on the inside are in the hourglass shape mode, the Orion mode. You look up at Orion, what does it look like? It looks like an hourglass, an X in the sky. Okay, and at the center of that X, or just a little offset, just like the eye in the triangle, is the Orion Nebula. Okay, you follow the Orion Nebula, right, to the trapezium open star cluster, you can see a swirl, and it's called the Barnard's loop. On said trajectory of that spiral, because everything is a spiral, everything, because it's due to with magnetics. That's what the black hole phenomena is. The null point is the spiral, the drain in your tub. You know, I mean, the spiral, it's everywhere. Tornadoes, hurricanes, yada, yada, yada. Yes. Yes, that's, yeah, yep, Jerry. Yeah, Pisces was the age of belief. Aquarius is the age of knowing. I don't think religion will survive our awakening this time. No, religion, okay, let me read you a quote now that you say something about religion. Now, religion is a convoluted mess. I'll agree with that. I'll totally agree with that. Okay, let's see. I don't think I'll be able to find it right away, but I'm going to read you this part. Forever in the veil of darkness, somewhere ye shall surely find light. Hidden and buried, lost to man's knowledge, deep in the finite, the infinite exists. Lost but existing, flowing through all things, living in all is the infinite brain. Boom. In all space, there is only one wisdom. Though seemingly divided, it is one in the one. All that exists comes forth from the light, and the light comes forth from the all. Everything created is based upon order. Law rules the space where the infinite dwells. Forth from equilibrium came the great cycles, moving in harmony toward infinity's end. Know ye, O man, that far in a space-time, infinity itself shall pass into change. Hear ye enlist to the voice of wisdom. Know that all is of all evermore. Know that through time, thou may pursue wisdom and find evermore light on the way. Aye, thou shalt find that ever receding, thy goal shall elude thee from day unto day. That is what Aaron and I were speaking of, about how truth is the hero's journey of our psyche. That is the whole reason why we follow movies, why we like movies. Every movie you like is a hero story that gets you right here. You live vicariously in your psyche, in that character, in that movie, in that moment. You feel it, you emotionalize yourself to it, you bring yourself into that character. And that's what the whole situation about this is our hero's journey from nothing to selfish, dog eat dog, devilish Luciferianism, to selflessness, living for each other, loving each other, not caring about getting a return for what you're giving out. That is how the one of the keys to Shambhala or heaven is obtained, is the love, the light, and the way. You know, and sorry, the Mayans predicted the apocalypse in 2012, but the Greek's definition for apocalypse is the unveiling of something unknown. I think they predicted the awakening. We are all waking up. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with that. Paul D, what's up? Nostradamus said it will collapse from within, was built on sand, the church. Or your ego, your understanding of reality will collapse and collapse in on itself, just like the Anu. And this is why I honestly, truly think we were on the Sagittarius arm, on the outer edge of the galaxy back in the 80s, when I learned where we were in the galaxy. Maybe they were wrong then, and maybe it was just a bunch of mistakes or misinformation. But there is residual evidence on a New Harmony. I made a couple videos on this that shows plain as day the information that I'm talking about, that we were here. It shows you are here, and it's like the picture from my last live stream. It says you are here, and it shows a sign, you know, and we're not even on the same arm we were located before. We're on a different arm. We're on the Orion Spur, off of some arm that I never even knew existed. Now, I don't know what that's all about, but I have something in me that says it has something to do with the in-breath, the rhythm of the galactic scale creation we are in right now. And that is one of the cycles that we are subjected to here as physical creatures on a physical plane in a physical existence. And I'm not saying we're in a plane, train, or automobile, or we're on a flat plane. We're on a globe living on a flat plane in the hyperboloid of the toroid of the all. That sounds crazy, but that's That's the best thing I can come up with after 5 years of doing this, you know. I don't know if they moved us. I have I have no faith in any technology that anybody could ever. I think that if anything, the whole CERN thing is a money pit to try to figure out if there is a way around the natural order of it. That's my honest feeling about it, and I don't think they're going to get anywhere with it. I don't think I don't think that they can manipulate time and space like like even Ken says that you may be able to go back in time but not forward, you know, or is it forward and not backwards? It's one direction, I can't remember which. It's probably forward because that would ensue that the weak force is still in play, you know, the entropy and decay, and that's what we are. We are born to die, plain and simple. So right there in and of itself tells you that there's a higher purpose to us of living, because we are not just here to be born and die. We would not be self-aware as we are. We would not be having this discussion or this monologue right here. You know, yes, we do win. You know, we do win. And that is the whole, think about it. The in-breath feeds us oxygen. The out-breath replenishes the space, gets rid of the old to bring in the in-breath. The waves of the ocean, the tide of the moon, the ebb and flow of the sunrise, sunset, the ebb and flow of the seasons. It's all set up the same way. Even, get this now, even in a entertainment scale, even structurally, architecturally, even on your clothes, in labels, without us even knowing, we're following that because we come up with these ideas and we think they're genuine ideas. We have no clue that we're all connected in some way, shape, or form to the one. You know, we're just different angles of light from the one, you know, because it's the one isn't our direct creator. It's the one that we are the bride. The one, the all, the ineffable, inseminates us, the physical creature, with its truth to become God on earth. Anunnaki. I don't know, but you know, I appreciate everyone who, you know, angels, yes. What are you guys talking about? They're trying to cheat. They could be trying to cheat, but I don't know about any of that, and I don't want to even go down that road because the fear is it's unimportant to me at this juncture. It's not prudent to spend one's time on a fearful, wasteful mind fuck, if you get what I'm saying. You fuck your mind, you got nothing else to fuck with, right? So why fuck your mind? Why step into that mind fuck? There's no reason to. There really isn't. There really isn't. Now, you rise above that mind fuck, you can do something about it. You know, who's to say there isn't people above us, you know? Yes, Jerry did say no fear, and he was right there. You know, it's if we came to this planet, if we incarnated here with all of the knowing, even if I knew half of what I know now when I was a kid, how easy would it have been? Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't easy back in pharaonic days. I think that every Egyptian knew about what we're talking about here, or what I'm talking about here, and how I see things here. Not many people see them exactly how I see them, and I don't expect everybody to. Yet, if you do the digging, you do the thinking, and you think with unbiased thought, Do not have um, a bias towards anything because that's what you want it to be. I used to do that with the sky, pareidolia, all that shit. And I used to let fear rule my mind. And as Jerry said, no fear. So, if we can all just skip the nonsense and do what the Egyptians did and know thyself, why have we not seen or heard of any of this before? We have. It's been there all along, just been misunderstood, misrepresented, and regurgitated, that misrepresentation or misunderstanding of it. That's why everybody hates God right now, and everybody hates the Bible, because they think it's all to do with the religion when it's all to do with man's ignorance. First and foremost, the devil is man, and his ignorance is the devil. Satan is an ignorant human. The Trumps, the people that are after the money more, all of it. Car stars and bars. If you care about those three things, you're hurting for certain. Because down with the curtain, you'll be gone. You'll be gone. To come back again, of course. The do-what. Is that the underworld that we go to, or, the weighing of the heart against the feather? All of that happens, Ignoramus. My first SSS video was ranting, raving, sky video. Yes. Walk like Agent Nice. I don't like Barney now. I do unconditional. So trained. I don't think we're meant to. We do, in a way. I think, Austin, we do remember past lives. And I think we take little bits and hold on to them in our mind, in our energy, or whatever, our Shakti, or whatever you want to call it. I think we hold on. I think that's part of the Akashic of each of us, because I think each one of us has that, and that after we poof, after it's time to leave the physical plane for a minute, or 72 years, or whatever the case may be, and why is that number there? I can tell you, because I know now, I understand it now. But the whole works is just made for us to succeed in the face of failure. And yes, right. Spirit, Jen does. I didn't know. Sometimes we carry skills and personality from life to life. And I think that's why I see the 333 all the time, and then it's no coincidence. Well, it's a hell of a coincidence, or, that I met Jerry first and foremost, that I met Miles, that I met Mary, that I met Brandy, all of you folks, that we can hit and sit and talk about this stuff. Michelle, I mean, in the lowest of the information cesspools that we think we're in, that is what it's all about. That's what, like the clay, the muck that the lotus flower is born out of, if you get me. So all of this information makes it harder to discern what truth is. Yet we have the opportunity to get that information. Whether you want to think it's censored or not, it's out there. If you look for it, you find it, or it comes to you. That is another thing I wanted to address. As you think about things, Tesla said this. Tesla said, you ponder on things long enough, the answer will find you. And that is the truth of the matter. That's how I feel things. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a sage by any means, Yet, everything I'm talking about here, right now, right here, is from my heart, the truth, as I see it. I'm not asking you to take it. I'm not asking you to swallow it. I'm asking you to give me some feedback on it. Okay? So you guys, if there is karma, then I must have been Hitler in a past life. See, I don't think the whole karma thing is how we perceive it to be, if you catch my drift. Karma is a thing that is in you that holds you from the enlightenment that we should all seek. This is the struggle part of it. Are you going to pick yourself up from out of the dust and brush yourself off and keep going? Are you going to do that? Meanwhile, helping fellow man. That which goes into the storehouse must come forth and be shared with a friend. To the ignorant, wisdom is or to the fool, wisdom is ignorance. For him it is death, it is therefore his food. You know, do you get what that means? To him it is death, it is therefore his food. Because we're all going to die. People want to say, well, this is what they're doing. It's all for this. It's all for that. It's all for this. It's all, the chemtrails are killing us. The big pharma's killing us. This is killing us. That's killing us. Shit, we're dying anyway, people. We're dead. We're dead men walking. We're fucking dead already. Get over it. That's the lesson. Get over the shit and get on to getting enlightened, to rise above the shit. If you hate it so much, put your mind to it. Don't live in the fear. Don't live in the decay. Don't become part of the entropy that is our downfall. Don't do things just for money. Do them for the people you love, everybody. You should love everybody unconditionally, first and foremost. And if ever there was a they, the ones that perpetrated the whole 9/11 act and all that, they are the closest to Satan we'll ever see. And that's not they who are within you and me. If you're listening to me right now, you're not they, them, right? Because you're me, you, I, we, all are one from the one thing. We went from powerful gods to the Grateful Dead. To some, death is the greatest aha moment. Yes, we are all of our lives at the same now. Yes, uncertain about life is the muddleness. That is your karma. That is what's holding you back. Like me dealing with death. I haven't dealt with my dad dying. People are dying left and right in my life right now, and it's only going to get worse because I'm getting older. That is the hero's journey of our life cycle, of our psyche. The 1 degree on the wheel of the great year is 72 years, 1 degree. And that's 72 years we're predicted our prospect of life is. The years in which one human lives 1 degree of the great year. Is that coincidence? I think not. I think not. And why is 144 2 times that? I don't know. I think everything is in front of us. All we have to do is see them with realize what it is we're looking at. How much is that dog in the window? What about the number 108? 108 is another special number because it's 9. Our 108 is 9. 108 is 333. 108 is 3. 108 is also part of the hydrogen Pythagorean triangle. You know, it's 36, 36, 108, right? That's yeah, people in my family don't make it that long either. Men anyway. I see 777 everywhere. That's why I named my three sons Grayson, Gage, and Gideon. 3 G's, 3 sevens. Nice. Mine was 333 my whole life. 777 is a good number because 7 is the creation, the Hermetic principles, obviously. You know, mentalism, the aha moment, boom. The church. Here's another way the fractal component of our existence shows up everywhere. Churches, the steeple is indicative or representation of our mind, with the cross at the top of every one of them. The cross is the light. The Templar's cross is what the light looks like. Anybody who is serious about all of this, you really need to watch Phil Langdon's content and really download his free book. I bought his book so I could have it. But this book is what started me out right here. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean, by Doriel. And whether or not it's legit, whether or not it's from the Great White Brotherhood, you know, the White Lodge, and you go to Geometria, you enter my name, the key to Shambhala is the first correlation up there, but you enter 333, and it gives you the Zin Ephraim Querel, or the prayer to Shambhala, not the mighty spirit of light that shines through the cosmos. Draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift me up from out of the darkness, magnet of fire that is one with thee all. Lift up my soul, thou mighty and potent. Child of the light, turn not away. Draw me in power to melt in thy furnace. One with all things and all things with one. Fire of the life strain and one with the brain. Now, saying that prayer somehow brings me information. And you, in your cognizant awareness that there is a spiritual almighty or ineffable thing that is all of us, the consciousness, interacts with you if you talk to it. And I'm not saying that, you know, you can have conversations, you know, this is the whole prayer aspect of our paradigm. This is the whole, you know, people can say they prayed for this or prayed for that, but when you truly are going to follow through with what you're praying about, instead of praying to the porcelain god saying, oh God, I'll never do this again if you just get me through this. Because I'm sure every person that's died of alcohol poisoning has said that. You know, that's the indifference of creation. I'm not saying that you're going to have a free ride just by praying or anything, but that's the whole, maybe the vibration part of it, where you align yourself with the consciousness and the vibratory aspect of the perturbation of the magnetic, you know, the resonance and all of that. That's, you know, all of this stuff together, I'm sure, is what creates the soup of life, or the energy to matter aspect of the Anu. You know, it's no coincidence that there's a you know, why is everything in our, and that's another thing. 13 is bad. Black holes are bad. And here the 13 represents the light of our creator, which we create, right? Jesus, Lucifer, yada, yada, yada. We don't need to go into that right now, but 13 was always bad on going, you know, you don't have a 13th floor, or, you know, 13th room, or, you know, but yet Tesla, he would welcome it. And he wouldn't stay in a room unless you could multiply everything by 3. You know, weird, but, you know, true. So, you know, 13 is a good thing. Doesn't the dragon represent paganism? The dragon is the demiurge. The dragon is the creation, the light. That's why it breathes fire, you know. And the dragon is Pymander. you know, the great, I don't know, creator of us, you know, the demiurge, that the Gnostics would call him, was portrayed by the Gnostics as an evil creature or a bad creature because it was indifferent. It was an automatic. So they give it the personification of a being or thing that killed off this or that. Of course, it killed off. It kills you. Die by the light, and you're born by the light. That which is born of flesh is born of flesh. That which is born of spirit is born of spirit. So be not surprised when I say to you, you must be born again. In John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. For he who shall believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. The only begotten, as I showed you in that video today, is said to be on, and, you know, of the Anu, the only begotten, the first in the material. We, by union, are part of the Trinity with God. We are the bride. He is the bridegroom. It is the bridegroom. The truth inseminates ignorance to produce the light which creates us. It's the whole self. It's the tree of life cycle. That's what the tree of life is. The tree of life is the thing in which even creates the dirt in which it creates itself in and reproduces that. Every aspect of it, the dirt, the seed, the tree, the leaf, the dirt, the tree, the seed, the leaf, the tree, the dirt, the seed, the tree, the leaf, the tree, you know, all of it. That's what the tree of life is. That's what we are. At the top, the pinnacle of the creative process. It goes from the rhythm, the cause and effect, which is the mineral, plant, to the gender, animal, human, to the pinnacle, mentalism. The self-awareness of that creation is what creates the correspondence, the opportunity, the potentiality of it all to exist again. Then the light perturbs the great waters of noon, causes, what does it do? Divides, polarizes. From the polarization comes the male, the female, the dark, the light, and everything in between. On and on and on. I don't, incorrect, what's incorrect? Yes, we are tall. Twin serpents up your spine like the pole of the pineal. Yes. The sacred secretion. Yes. Santa Claus, the chimney, you know, all of it. Santa Claus, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus, Jesus is coming to town. You know, he sees you when you're sleeping. Is anybody watching you? Got a camera on you? You know, I think back when I just thought of that, I thought of this when I was going to bed, Thoth, the primordial ooze. Tomorrow, sweetheart, the two angel wings represent your balanced brain. The two angel wings represent the light, I believe. I believe it the illumination that you become illuminated, you become above the cycle. That's what the wings are, I think. And the whole wing disc is the light itself. What's up, Erin? How to get rest and sleep the right way. Yes, how you're cross-eyed. Yes, pineal represents, yes, but it's represented in many ways. The lion, the genie, the cross first and foremost, the solar boat, the bark of Ra, the the eye in the hand, the eye in the triangle, all of them, all of these symbols. And that's what I mean by as many times as the sun has risen and set is as many times as it's depicted. It's everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. And we all see it through different eyes and different experiences. We must all see real eyes what it is. What's up, brother? I'm glad you could join me. I'm probably going to be done here soon because it's 1 a.m. where I'm at. You know, we see things through through a system in which we instill within us archetypical thought processes. You know, archetypes are what we live by, right, Aaron? I mean, like right on time, brother. I mean, we see things through certain thought forms and certain ways of thinking that muddle it up for us, make it even harder. Yes. If you think of the medical symbol with the pole, the serpents, the wings, and the ball at the top, it's you. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. The caduceus is you could see it in many aspects. The caduceus is a medical symbol, is a healing symbol, is a symbol of DNA, is the double helix for them reasons, but it also is the two sides. The serpent, wise as a serpent, was due to the pineal gland opens up and looks like a serpent, looks like a snake head, you know, a serpent opening its mouth, like the fish heads on the Pope, you know, with the mitre hat, right? Symbol of self-replication, correct. Yes, I was just talking about the tree of life and the self-replication principle of the tree of life itself, the Sephiroth, and what it represents. You know, they used to walk around in Egypt with a full tree on their head, you know, a small tree, of course, I'm sure, like a bonsai tree, to represent the tree of life, the completed, you completed the great work, or you've come back to the realization of what this is truly about and how it all works. And I think you have to live through love and through your mind in unison. The heart and the mind have to be balanced for you to bring the two to one. And bingo, I think that's the aha moment, the pew, that we're all in search of. Yes. What about the kings in Sumeria who lived thousands of years? I think the thousands of years thing, like I said, that information, we know not. We weren't there. That information could have just been, you know, a story, a personification of a principle or an archetype to plant archetypical thought waves or forms in the psyche for us to have archetypes to structure our thought around. You know, that's how I think. You know, I think that's the whole. Yes, I think that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Well, no, I enjoyed that question because that's how we start understanding things. Is the whole personification is to attach ourselves to something physical so we remember. That's the whole reason for allegory. That's the whole reason for like Santa Claus is coming to town, songs like that. It's whole reason for nursery rhymes. That's the whole, every nursery rhyme you could think of, I can guarantee you somehow has something to do with the light and the ascension event. I can guarantee you every one of them does. From the little old lady that lived in a shoe to Mary had a little lamb. I mean, I think they all had something to do with the same issue. because it's the only thing we are here for, folks. If you really want to get down to the brass tacks of it, we are here to live our lives. And like Aaron said last time I talked to him, to climb that mountain of truth. And that mountain of truth is never going to stop growing in front of us as we climb it, because that's the hero's journey of this life that we're after. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but there it is. That's my theory of everything. The electric universe and all that is fine and good. That's one aspect of it, I'm sure. But I'm trying to figure out the spiritual, psychological, energetical, how that fits. Why is it that I was born here and thought to myself when I had to go to work, when I realized that Santa Claus wasn't real, first of all, but Santa Claus is real, and oh, I gotta. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, say something, heroes, and that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to go from zeros to heroes. Hero's journey is the pinnacle of experience. Yes, I would totally agree with that, and that is what the whole creation process is in line for. If you really think about that, because there is a mechanism in which turns energy to matter, and what is that mechanism? The Anu. I've been on this again, and it's like it won't let go of me. It's got to be something. There's something that turns, God has to have a mechanism. The ineffable has to have a mechanism in which to turn the energy into the physical matter. And the processes, all of it. So. No, I didn't. I never believed in Santa Claus either, as he was portrayed in the mall either. But it was sure fun to open up presents under the tree from him. The Christmas tree represents what? Think about it. What do we put at the top of it? A star, right? What did they used to do with Christmas trees? They hung them upside down. Jerry taught me that. You could say that, Mary. Jesus was probably a man. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm saying that the Jesus that we know of in the Bible is the thing in which Lucifer is. It's one and the same, in my opinion. From what I've seen, from what I've learned, the light bearer is Jesus in two different aspects. Lucifer, the indifferent creator, to Jesus, the redeemer. All the same thing, the light. We reunify with that light when we realize, when we see with our real eyes truth for what it is. Truth. Replace the word God with truth if you want, because truth is God. Who wasn't the Christ? What did you say to him? No, the Christ is not Lucifer, but they're the same thing. All is one anyway, remember? But that's playing around words. But I'm here to say that Lucifer is the light bearer, the thing that we create, which creates us. And it's Jesus, our Redeemer. And Christ is not Jesus, not Lucifer. Uh, If see, and that's the whole thing with words. Words get in our way, right? Repentance means turn away, and I explained the psychology being turning your back rather than accepting that it is part of you. Oh yeah, Christ is not Lucifer. Christ is a teaching. It's a archon, or it's a concept of the same thing, though. Um, it's the whole things are all one thing. They're just at different magnitudes. It's like the T, okay, the T of the monad. I don't know if you know what that is. Maybe that's a wrong analogy. Yes, it is. That's why, yes, it is. But you have to realize that tomato and tomato are of the same thing, if you follow me. It's I don't know, because we all have it all within us. The ability to be bad, the ability to do good, the ability to be selfish, the ability to chase money, or the ability to help others, the ability to open the door for people, the ability to pick that lady up that you see falling down on the ground, the ability to open a door for somebody, the ability to smile at somebody, the ability to say thank you to somebody, the ability to tell somebody you love them. Now, you have the ability to not do any of that stuff. You have the ability to kill somebody. You have the ability within you to do it all. Does that make you Lucifer or Jesus? No, that makes you capable of both. That is what true dualism is, in my opinion. That is the Lucifer and the Christ of the light aspect. One and the same thing, capable of both, right? Does both. Lucifer is an indifferent thing. The demiurge is an indifferent thing. Yaldabaoth is an indifferent thing. All the same thing, mind you. These words that I'm using are all of the same thing as Jesus, our Redeemer, the Savior, the only begotten Son. All the same thing. The same thing, different magnitudes. It costs nothing to be kind. Yes, that's whether we like it or not. Christ is an overlay for our reality, just a single paradigm of perception. Perfect. I couldn't have said it better. That is, yes. And Mary, I agree with you. I went to Bible camp after Bible camp when I was a kid, but something in me told me that everything that they were teaching me, not everything, because it's veiled yet even in the doctrine we are indoctrinated with, yet it's there. The truth is there. The words that they're telling us are true. It's the understanding that don't match. Because for something in me told me that John 3:16 was a verse I should remember, and I've remembered it my whole life. If one shall believe in the only begotten Son, one shall last forever. That's all I could remember. For God so loved the world. God loved the world. Our Creator didn't. We don't. And it's all a cycle within a cycle within a cycle. And it's so hard to because I've come to a point where I can see things as completely different from what I started this whole journey out to be. And it's so hard to convey that, knowing that things are one way. And even I didn't understand previous, and I probably still don't understand it completely, yet I'm still trying to convey it, because it's the whole verses in the Bible where you'll scream from the mountaintops and nobody will listen. I was doing that with the Nibiru thing, the sky thing, all of that. And it's so weird that it's all to do with the same thing. Just words mean different things, yet there's one meaning of the word if you dig into it, and where it's from, the birthplace of the word, what it means, the base of the word. And if you look at it, it's right there staring us in the face. I mean, I appreciate everyone. Yes, it is difficult to unindoctrinate. It gets easier though once you open yourself to truth. You know it when you hear it. You kind of feel it. It's truth. Yes, yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say to people. And every one of us that are still listening here right now, understand this, because it rings in you. You know, I'm not saying everything I'm saying is true, because I can't know everything. I'm not illuminated yet. I'm on my path there. I'm sure going to give it a hell of a schoolgirl effort. You know, I've got a few things to rectify in my existence that I have to fix, get over, get past, pay my karmic debt, meaning I have to get over the shit that's in my way to the ladder. You know, like some people so kindly pointed out to me recently, you know, it's like right in my face, the whole death thing, you know. Yes. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with the chaos thing. It's all about sorting the shite from the sand. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm not saying I know anything. I'm not saying believe anything I just said. I'm just saying this is how I see it. And it's because of you guys, everyone here, you know, that I'm talking to right now. It's because you guys, the 11 that are watching here, you know, right now, you guys plus many more is why I am what I am. Without you, who would I be? And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at in my understanding. Every one of you have it, in some way, shape, or form influenced the outcome of what I understand right now. And I appreciate every one of you for it. Yes. Yes, and that's how the death gets in your way still, and the karmic stuff of family squabbles. And yes, I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that. 1123. Yes, 11235813. I'm just kidding. But hey, guys, yes, and I totally appreciate every one of you for it. But I'm gonna wrap this up because it's getting late. I'm getting tired. My mouth is getting dry. I need something to drink. And I babbled long enough. But if you guys think of anything that we could talk about, I don't know, leave it in the comment section on the video, and I'll do a impromptu live stream as I always do. I don't like to plan anything because when you plan something, you have to do it. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, I love y'all. Love, peace, chicken grease. Peace out.